Hi, and welcome to the Did You Know session for PureConnect. My name is Tom Shallon, and I'm here with Greg Cole. And we're going to discuss 10 things you might not know about PureConnect that as a customer you can begin using today. Over the past year, we've been trying to get out and enjoy our respective hobbies as much as we can. And lately, as we've been putting this presentation together, we've been arguing about what's better, motorcycles or jet skis. Any thoughts, Greg?
So in my opinion, there are two types of people: lake people and everyone else. But I will say that motorcycle people have a special place in my heart because a jet ski is kind of like a motorcycle for the water. So we can get along.
Okay, thank you for joining us for the PureConnect Did You Know session. Today we're going to be talking through 10 things that you might not know have been available in PureConnect that you can begin using today. My name is Tom Shallon, and I'm here with Greg Cole. We're from the product management team and really excited to talk to you about these 10 features that you should see a lot of value with in PureConnect. First, we want to start with Interaction Connect. Interaction Connect is our web-based agent interface and enables our agents to log in and handle interactions as they enter the PureConnect system. We've been building out Interaction Connect to be the go-to client interface for PureConnect and are proud to announce that we've released templates for agent views in Interaction Connect. And this allows administrators to easily configure a default view that can be pushed out to different agent groups. And these can be applied to users, roles, or work groups, and really allow for administrators to have a powerful way to deploy that standard look at systems initial deployment, or later on when business needs change and the agents need a different look and feel as they navigate the interface. This has been a standard feature in the desktop application for agents for quite some time. And we're really glad to close that gap between the two interfaces and bring this tool to Interaction Connect.
Yeah, I know I've been getting a lot of requests for this feature over the various months of roadmaps and customer presentations and things like that. So really happy to see that in the product now.
Yeah, it's really a great time saver for those initial deployments.
Oh, definitely.
We've also added sort and search by status. This is another gap closer between Interaction Desktop and Interaction Connect. And while not a hugely groundbreaking feature, it's certainly a time saver and enables agents to really get a view of the agent directory and make effective transfers of calls to users that are in the best status to receive those interactions. And this is another highly requested feature, again, likely due to the fact that it did exist in Interaction Desktop, and we're glad to have it now in Interaction Connect. We've also added the ability to have two-way file transfers for agents that are using web chat. And this really amps up the ability of agents to work through different use cases with end customers. So if an agent needs to receive an invoice from a customer to verify a purchase or send out some kind of documentation on a product that's being asked about, those files can be sent either way and managed by the agent. It's a really powerful feature that we're glad to have for our web-enabled agents. To go along with that, we've also enabled multimedia messaging, bringing a more modern look and feel to Interaction Connect. Agents have been growing in their web savviness and have gotten used to the modern interfaces available on their phones or through other advanced websites. And so we've brought in kind of that same chat bubble look that they might be used to, brought in emoji replies, and the ability to embed links as well as files within the chat itself. So bringing a lot of kind of modern sophistication to our web chat ability within Interaction Connect. Next, I'd like to talk about some of the messaging improvements in PureConnect. In the recent past, we added WhatsApp as a supported social media channel. And this allows social media messages coming into WhatsApp to be directed to a queue and processed like any other interaction coming into the PureConnect system. This kind of complements our Facebook and Twitter offerings and really brings a really powerful social media message to PureConnect. We've also added support for Genesys Cloud SMS. This is our Genesys provided SMS broker service. And the new Genesys Cloud service really steps up our ability to deliver around the world and brings in a very sophisticated billing mechanism that makes for a very streamlined process so that your contact center and SMS billing all comes in a very streamlined prepackaged offer. It also reduces costs compared to some of the existing providers and really kind of wraps all of our web-based messaging along with SMS into one package flowing through Genesys Cloud. On the topic of SMS, we've also added the ability for SMS notifications to be sent out through Dialer, allowing for major campaigns as well as scheduled messaging to go out to end users through Dialer. So administrators can manage SMS and the associated messages that go with it through a very familiar interface of Interaction Dialer and be able to send out those mass campaigns to users around the world. Now I'm going to transfer it over to Greg so he can talk to you about intelligent automation.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, I'm going to talk about intelligent automation. Genesys Intelligent Automation installs on premises or in the cloud to allow businesses to develop personalized bots, micro apps, intelligent assistants, IVR applications, and much, much more. It integrates with Genesys Dialogue Engine and also other third-party natural language processing systems, including Google Dialogflow. It also has directed dialogue capabilities to drive a better customer experience and also to reduce cost. Using this directed dialogue or natural language detection, intelligent automation can understand when in the conversation your customer needs to talk to a human, and then it can transfer them to the human. And along with that transfer will go all of the context of that interaction via that application. So some of the features of intelligent automation: multi-channel routing. So just like PureConnect itself supports multiple channels, voice, we have different digital channels. Intelligent automation can handle and route interactions from multiple channels as well. Intelligent automation comes with a number of built-in micro apps. And a micro app, an example of a micro app would be something that walks the caller through maybe checking an account balance or getting an address capture or maybe determining a flight status. A lot of things that you would want to automate so that your customers would not have to talk to an agent, but you might want to reuse that in multiple IVRs or multiple locations, multiple customer sites or whatever. And intelligent automation comes with a number of built-in micro apps. So a lot of power in that micro app. Intelligent automation also features advanced call monitoring. Just like any IVR system or any interaction system, you want to be able to find out some details of all of the interactions if needed. You can put in some simple search criteria and it will display the interaction details, who's on the call, who was calling, was the call transferred, was it put on hold, all the typical statistics you would expect from a contact center application. Intelligent automation features that as well. We also have the customer journey view, which is a very nice report, essentially, that it's a representation of how the calls or the interactions are flowing throughout the system. The thickness of the arrows between the different modules denotes how many interactions have gone that particular path. So very easy to visualize and see and understand how the callers or your customers are traversing through your IVR, and also how the call was ended. Very important. Were they able to get what they needed without requesting transfer to an agent? Or did they request transfer to an agent? Very important things all in this nice customer journey view. And again, that's just one report of the number of built-in out-of-the-box reports that intelligent automation features.
Yeah, that journey view really enables kind of a simplified way to view a lot of information at once, so you can really
Yeah,
process how calls are flowing through the system.
yeah, definitely. Next, we have personas. A persona allows you to control which languages are used with your voice applications. You can create a single persona for each language that you might have represented in your system, or you can actually create multiple languages or multiple personas for each language. You might want to regionalize a particular persona. For instance, you might have, the English US or English UK or English, New Zealand. You might want to record prompts with local speakers in all those regions. You can do that with the personas feature within intelligent automation. Very nice feature. So one of the really great benefits and features that I love about intelligent automation are the voice bot and chat bot capabilities. You can create your own bot. Let's say that you have a relationship with Google and you like using Dialogflow. Maybe you have a library of your own bots that you've already created with Google Dialogflow. You can have the entry point for your callers, your customers, be the PureConnect telephony system, and via the media server and PureConnect itself transfers control over to intelligent automation, and the audio keeps streaming. But intelligent automation handles that communication between the bot that you've created in Dialogflow. And then when the bot has completed and it gets all the information that's required or needed for that, it can transfer control back to PureConnect, and you can either end the call at that point in time, or you could do something else within the system with that. And you could also, as I mentioned earlier, you can use Genesys' own dialogue engine as well. And the same thing for chatbots. If you have a chatbot that you've written, if you need to escalate, if the chat, the customer on the other end of the chat isn't able to get everything that he or she needs from the bot, the person can request a transfer to an agent, and it would create a live chat interaction on the PureConnect system and could be routed to a workgroup queue, just like a normal chat interaction. So very, very powerful there. And then lastly, something that's very important is this power of orchestration. I talked about it a little bit. It's really involved in kind of the process of the bots that I just described, but intelligent automation isn't just a pass-through of information or data or voice streaming between PureConnect and the bots. You actually have a lot of control on a turn-by-turn basis on the intelligent automation side to do many different things. You might want to trigger other micro apps. You might want to go from one bot to another bot, but maintaining the control within that orchestration capability of intelligent automation. So you can program in some extra smarts, if you will, into the IVR, the call flow, right within intelligent automation. So orchestration, very, very powerful. So the last thing I want to really mention with intelligent automation is a specific kind of just a slide here on the scenario with using the Google natural processing under the Dialogflow, and also for the ASR and the TTS on the Google side. This just shows an example of in the middle there, the Genesys environment with the media server, the media server, the CIC server, UniMRCP, which is that is an additional requirement of this configuration, and UniMRCP is available on App Foundry, but that manages the streaming of the audio between the CIC server and intelligent automation. And you can see here you can do chats as well. And then on the intelligent automation side itself, you have your applications, you have prompts and grammars, and then communicating with the Google systems on the other end to make it all come together if that's the scenario, the environment that you have. So that's all for intelligent automation. Back to you, Tom.
All right, thanks, Greg, but I'm not going to allow you to get away that easy. Do you know how long we've been talking about virtualization with PureConnect?
A very long time.
So it's been a conversation with our development team now for around a decade. And we've supported virtualization of many components within the PureConnect environment for a significant amount of that time. things like the PureConnect servers themselves, along with some of the ancillary components like session managers. But some components, and specifically the media servers, have kind of stayed in the background as something that we haven't supported in a virtualized platform. And it's been requested for quite some time, especially now with many customers moving towards cloud-based deployments for much of their infrastructure. And so I'm happy to say that as of 2020 R2, we now support the entire PureConnect environment in a virtualized fashion. And this could be on a local hypervisor like VMware or Hyper-V, or up in a public cloud hypervisor, such as Azure, Google Cloud, or AWS. And customers can move their entire environment up into one of these virtualized platforms, or they can work in a hybrid fashion where they keep some processing local. Some customers choose to keep media servers on premise to keep that media local, or they can go all out and move everything up to the cloud. It really leaves it up to the customer and whatever suits them best. So really happy to offer that.
That's great. The flexibility there of those different scenarios. And if you prefer one cloud vendor over another, whatever you want.
And one of the unique features that this really enables is for customers to be able to dynamically spin up media servers to accommodate load. So if you have a peak season coming up and you know your media load is going to increase significantly, you can dynamically spin up media servers before that load comes in using a standard license file that can be applied across all of your virtual media servers. So it really adds that a powerful cloud element to the PureConnect environment and allows customers who are looking to deploy in a public cloud environment the ability to do that efficiently and effectively. There is a catch that it does require subscription licensing. That dynamic license that I mentioned for the media server removes the restriction that ties our media server software to a specific host. And in order to enable that, we need the system to be able to communicate back to Genesys. And so our subscription licensing system, along with internet access, are required for the PureConnect server to send that usage back to Genesys. But really, really happy to make this available. We already have a number of customers running PureConnect in virtualized environments, both local and up in public clouds. So please reach out if you're interested in moving forward with this.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm going to hand it back to Greg so he can walk you through CX Insights.
Hey, thanks again, Tom. Yeah, CX Insights. Many of you know I've been the analytics product manager for a while. I've kind of the general overseer of it, but this is one of the most exciting features that I've ever been involved in with respect to analytics on the PureConnect side. I love this designer capability, being able to create custom dashboards. How many conversations have I had with many of you over the years of that requirement, getting rid of marquee, being able to have a nice, easy to use drag and drop designer interface. And that's exactly what we have with CX Insights designer mode. So you can create custom dashboards using our real-time agent and workgroup statistics. You can create them from scratch if you just want to have a blank canvas and start dragging and dropping. Or you can customize some of the existing dashboards. We have several dozen out-of-the-box dashboards that are available. You can use those. You can tweak them a little bit and save them and then push them out to your own agents or your supervisors. And you could even personalize a specific dashboard down to an individual agent or a work group using the rights and roles capabilities built into PureConnect itself. You can manage who has access to these dashboards. And then you can share the dashboards if you want to send CSV with the data, or an Excel spreadsheet, or a PDF that actually shows the full visualization. If you want to send that to somebody that may not have access to CX Insights at all, you can do that. And then they'll be able to see exactly what you're seeing when you're in there, moving things around and just tweaking things. You can email the dashboards to them that way. Another great thing about the integration that we have is you can combine real-time and historical data all in one visualization. At the present time, we have currently available still the real-time agent and work group data stream, and also the historical IVR data. Now, many of you may not know that we've actually recently enhanced the historical IVR data that we capture. Right now, we're capturing down to the detailed level of all the nodes that an interaction goes through as a customer traverses through the IVR. How much time did it spend at each node? What menu options were selected? Were interactions requested to be transferred to a work group or to an agent? Or was the caller able to self-serve and not require an agent? All this information is now in the historical data that we're storing. Now, we've created about 24 out-of-the-box historical dashboards that are driven by this data, but you can take that data and you can build your own visualization now with the CX Insights Designer. It's very easy. Kind of on the left, where you see all the data elements, all the different data points that are there. Hold time, number of calls entered, number of calls abandoned, all these different things that are there. All you have to do is drag those over to the screen, select the visualization you want to see. And if you want to see 2 or 3 different elements, or if you want to see 20, you can arrange it however you want. Another really cool thing about this designer is it's essentially like a web page designer, a WYSIWYG web page designer, where you can add HTML, you can add images if you want to add, like a company logo or maybe a team name or something like this. You can change all the fonts, the sizes, the colors to make it what would be most maybe visually appealing or most appropriate for your environment, for your contact center. So a lot of flexibility there in the CX Insights Designer. So again, that's like one of the most exciting features I've been involved in PureConnect. So we're really excited to have that designer mode out there and available. Thanks. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you for attending the PureConnect Did You Know session, where we went over 10 things that you might not have known about PureConnect. Make sure you check out the demo station, where you can see some of these features in action, as well as the roadmap session, where you can learn about what's coming in the future.
So, the last thing I'll say, Tom and I are going to take our machines for a spin. We'd love to see you take PureConnect new features for a spin. Thank you.